Well, you guys, there's a lot going on right now in the world of the Montecito malcontents that we've got to talk about. I already reported that Meghan and Harry had a little romantic getaway according to the Daily Mail. According to an exclusive report in the Daily Mail, Harry and Meghan went to an island in the Caribbean called Canoan. It's described as a place where billionaires go to get away from millionaires, so of course Meghan and Harry just had to go. And while they're there, they're conveniently merging for Soho House. There's a photo that has been released of Meghan and Harry walking on some boulevard. They're sort of holding hands as they're leaving some fancy grocery store. Well, according to the body language guy, there's a good chance they never even went there. So the body language guy has a whole video analyzing the photo, and the first thing he notices is that there's nobody around them in the picture. Now, supposedly, this photo was taken by a passerby on the island. How on earth could somebody pass by them, though, when nobody else is there? He also points out there are no bodyguards around the two of them. Now, we know wherever they go, they feel scared because they're just so important and so popular, they've got to have bodyguards. So how on earth did they go to this island and not bring a single bodyguard with them? How are they just walking around in public with no security people around? The body language guy also says a lot of interesting stuff about how to use AI to manipulate images. And he says that immediately when he saw this image of Meghan and Harry, he could tell what they had done was probably they took a small image and then they just kind of filled in some background, basically completely created the background out of thin air. So it would be very easy for Meghan and Harry to have never been in this location, and the AI is out there to be able to make it look like they were. And another thing that he says is these online tools that claim to be able to tell whether or not a photo was manipulated do not work, so there's really no way to confirm whether or not this photo is real. It is chilling to think about all this misinformation out there, but the body language guy says that we just have to rely on our own common sense to tell whether or not something's real. So when we look at this photo of Meghan and Harry and we think there's just something off about it, there's something not right, we should certainly trust our intuition. And yeah, the weird about to hold hands thing, as he calls it, that's a very strange pose. I agree. So he says, yeah, it's such a coincidence. They were just walking around with nobody else around except one single person they passed by. And then just as that person is going to take their picture, I guess the person turned around to snap their picture, they're about to hold hands, and that explains the weird hand positions. So essentially, the point that he's making is there is something off about the photo. We don't know if it was staged or if it was just completely created by AI, but we do know the story they're telling that they were there for this romantic vacation. That is not the whole story. Most likely, if they were there at all, they were being paid by Soho House to be there to merch for Soho House. Or perhaps the whole thing is completely made up. And in that case, folks, I don't even know what kind of world we're living in. My goodness. But all right, now on to the other bit of news that I want to share with you all. So there is an article out in the Business Times Online, and the headline is, Michelle Obama reportedly counters Meghan Markle's political ambitions. Lately, we have been talking about what's going on with Meghan Markle's political aspirations. We haven't heard a lot about it. Of course, we heard that she's planning to get involved with the Kardashians more and appear on their TV show, which in my mind did not fit with the story that Meghan is about to run for some political office. Well, then on Saturday, this article came out. So it says, in a surprising turn of events, sources suggest that former First Lady Michelle Obama may have played a pivotal role in preventing Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, from securing a vacant Senate seat in California following the passing of Dianne Feinstein. According to an insider, Michelle went out of her way to make sure Meghan did not get nominated. Now, of course, she's very influential in the Democratic Party, so people are going to listen to Michelle Obama when she says, do not let this woman hold any political office. And according to the article, this move reportedly stunned Meghan, who viewed Michelle Obama as both an ally and a friend. The source shared, to be backstabbed like this by someone she actually considered a friend and potential ally is just too much. So I guess South Park really hit the nail on the head when they described Meghan as First Lady Botherer. For years now, we have been reporting that Meghan and Harry have been trying to become friends with Michelle and Barack Obama. And of course, they failed. They didn't get invited to Barack's birthday party, for example. And it looks like Barack and Michelle have done everything in their power to avoid the Sussexes, much like everybody else in Hollywood and Washington, including George and Amal Clooney. And whoever the source is in the article is confirming exactly that, saying Michelle and Barack see Meghan and Harry's attempts to sidle up to them as nothing more than a way for the actress and her husband to increase their presence in Hollywood and beyond. They believe the couple is seeking to leverage their reputation to bolster their own status. Well, of course, that's exactly what they're doing. I mean, Meghan and Harry, as everybody can see, are not genuine people. If they try to be friends with you, you know it's because they want something from you. I mean, they try to be grifters, but they're really not even very good at it. Harry and Meghan are just so desperate, and it's so obvious, and that seems to be something they do not realize. I mean, just think about what they did at Kevin Costner's event, where they just shoved their way up on stage, and Meghan Markle tried to get a speech, but then they took the microphone away from her, and then it looked like Harry gave Kevin Costner that award when he wasn't even supposed to. He just made that happen. The more people try to get away from Meghan and Harry, the more they force themselves on everybody. It is remarkable how the two of them just don't seem to get it. They truly are their own worst enemies. I mean, seriously, even young children. If over and over again a young child tries to play with another child and they get rejected, eventually they figure out maybe they should find somebody else to play with. But Harry and Meghan are not that smart. They keep on trying to get in good with the Hollywood elites and with the elites in Washington. Over and over again, they are being rejected, somewhat harshly sometimes, and that is still not enough for them to get the picture. So this article in Business Times concludes by saying, as for Meghan's political aspirations, the alleged intervention by Michelle Obama has purportedly stalled her plans. The insider concluded, it would have been a dream to start her political career, but now that's totally off the table thanks to Michelle's intervention. So what I'm going to be interested to watch over the next few weeks is just how long it's going to take before we get another puff piece about Meghan's political career. Most anybody with common sense would understand this is a clear sign that this political dream should be forgotten. But not the Duchess of Delusion. See, she doesn't see it like that because, let's remember, she is a narcissist. And she doesn't really listen to what other people have to say. She ignores the reality in front of her face, and instead she relies upon her truth. She really does believe in her truth. This fantasy world that she has created in her own head, where she has a chance at running for any political office, even president, that is a world that she truly believes in. So unless somehow Meghan Markle comes crashing down to earth and gets out of this fantasy world, which I don't think is ever going to happen, we're going to continue to hear about her political career. We're going to continue to see these weird AI photos of her and Harry trying to merge something. I'm afraid that as long as she has enough money to pay PR people, we're going to continue to see her name in the headlines. And you, what do you think about this news? Please let me know below in the comments section what you think. And before you go, don't forget to like and share this video with anybody else who would enjoy it. And also, please do not forget, if you haven't already, to hit subscribe to not miss a thing from Kate Middleton and the Queen team. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll be back to see you in the next videos.